The Heavenly G, Open Cluster NGC 2112, and the Double Bubble Nebula are visible in the next few days. We'll help you find them in this week's Astronomy Magazine podcast. Hello, I'm Astronomy Magazine Senior Editor Michael Bakich. Each week, I highlight 3 different night sky targets for you to see. One object you can find without optical aid, one object to find with a small telescope, and one deep sky object to find with an 8-inch or larger telescope for you avid astronomers. This week's naked eye object is an asterism made of 8 brilliant winter stars that come from 6 different constellations. It's the Heavenly G, sometimes called the Winter Oval or the Winter Octagon. Recall that an asterism is an unofficially recognized grouping of stars. Sometimes an asterism comes from the stars of a single constellation, as in the case of the Big Dipper in Ursa Major. In other cases, such as the Heavenly G, asterisms use stars from several constellations. In order, the stars of the Heavenly G are Capella, Castor, Pollux, Procyon, Sirius, Rigel, Aldebaran, and Betelgeuse. Whew, that's a mouthful. For sheer extent, the G is the second largest asterism, trumped only by the spring sky's Diamond of Virgo. I'll tell you about that one in a few months. But no asterism contains as many brilliant stars, 8 of the top 23 and 4 of the top 10, as the Heavenly G. This week's small telescope target is Open Cluster NGC 2112 in Orion. This object, which lies 2,800 light-years away, glows at magnitude 9.0. To find NGC 2112, move 4 degrees northeast from Zeta Orionis, the bottom star in Orion's belt. A 4-inch telescope at 100 magnification reveals 24 faint stars strewn across an area 8 arc-minutes in diameter. Although the cluster appears loose, a strong background glow hints at the presence of dozens of unresolved stars. For those, however, you'll need a larger scope. This week's deep sky object is the Double Bubble Nebula, also known as NGC 2371 and NGC 2372. This twin-lobed planetary nebula resides in Gemini and glows at 11th magnitude. This object's common name comes from its unusual appearance. 2 rounded puffs of gas lie side by side, with each lobe getting brighter toward the middle. You'll find the double bubble 1.7 degrees north of magnitude 3.8 Iota Geminorum. And although you can spot it through an 8-inch telescope, a 12-inch or larger instrument will help you see more of its details. When you're first hunting NGC 2371 and 2, use low power. This object measures 54 arcseconds by 35 arcseconds, making it nearly as big as the Ring Nebula in Lyra. An O3 filter definitely helps. If the seeing is good, crank the magnification past 200 and look for a brightness difference between the 2 lobes. Then try to spot the central star. If you can observe it, you'll see the object whose radiation fuels the glow of the Double Bubble Nebula. And those are this week's night sky highlights. And remember, in every issue of Astronomy Magazine, you'll find The Sky This Month, a section that features a calendar of sky events, an all-sky map, and tips for viewing the month's night sky attractions. Thanks for listening, and be sure to tune in next week for 3 more night sky targets.